Hey there, Lysandra Everett here, and this is the last installation for the series on margin, and we're going to end with building spiritual margin. Now, the definition for margin here is a little bit different than in the other parts of the series. So, in this one, spiritual margin is the amount of availability I have for God. Now, let me give my usual disclaimer here. I am a Christian. For you who is watching this video, I don't know if you're a Christian, and personally, I care whether or not you have that you believe in God, but what you believe is what you believe. So whatever that is, whether it's God, whether it's the universe, whether you're a Muslim and you pray to Allah, or whether you are Catholic or whatever, it doesn't matter. The point of this is that whatever your choice is for your spiritual connection, that this is a principle that you can use in your life and just tailor it to your needs. So I'm not here to convert you and to say that you should believe what I believe. I'm just sharing with you what I believe and how you can apply it to your life. Okay, so the first step into building your spiritual margin is to regularly check your motives. And the scripture that relates to this is Matthew 6:5, and it says, "And when you pray, do not be like the hypocrites, for they love to pray standing in synagogues and on the street corners to be seen by men. I tell you the truth, they have received the reward in full." And what Jesus was talking about is that these people were praying not to be connected to God, but just to be seen, to say, "Oh, I am the high and the mighty, and I am praying, and you should be doing what I'm doing," and really just to gain that attention, but not really having that in your heart. So, these were they're really the hypocrites, and the word hypocrites. It comes from the Greek word hypokrites. Yeah, hypokrites. Okay, and so what that word means is to act, role play, or to be a pretender. The word hypocrisy, is good works but done in an evil way. So the first thing, basically do a gut check. Ask yourself, is this something that I genuinely feel in my heart, or am I doing this just so I can bring attention to myself? Okay, the next step is to retreat as needed. You sometimes you have to withdraw. You have to get away from people and all of the busyness and the crowdedness of life. Sometimes you just have to take a step back and really just be by yourself. And so the scripture that relates to this is Matthew 6:6. "But when you pray, go into your room, close the door, pray to the Father who is unseen. Then your Father who sees what is done in secret will reward you." So even Jesus withdrew from the crowds. Even though they followed him, he still took the time to be by himself. And we have to make that time in our lives just to be alone, not with 50,000 people all the time, because then you never have the opportunity to really be by yourself, quiet your thoughts, and listen to yourself. Which leads to the next point, which is to practice silence. And Matthew 6:7 says, "And when you pray, don't keep babbling on like pagans, for they think they'll be heard because of their many words." Sometimes you just need to sit with God and just be silent in order to hear Him speaking to you. And for me, I'm a talker, so this is hard. I'm really looking into learning how to meditate because, I'm a goer. I've got to be going boom, boom, boom all the time. I need to be doing something. And so, in practicing the silence and practicing solitude, this is an effort for me. But I can tell you that even though it has been a challenge, when I am successful, and even just for a few minutes, I can tell you I walk away feeling 1,000 times better. So, and it's not necessarily the words that you pray, but the posture in how you pray and how you are hearing from God and how you are allowing that connection in your life and in your heart. Okay, so that actually leads me to my next point. This is really cool, totally rolling off my tongue here. Okay, the step 4 is to quiet your heart. Matthew 6:8 says, "Do not be like them, for your Father knows what you need before you ask Him." Okay, when he says do not be like them, don't be like the pagans, don't be like the hypocrites. you know um Sometimes we get in that desperate state that, oh my God, I need this, I need that, I need this, I need that. And the truth about it is, especially when we're talking about those of us who are in business, you get to that point, like, you just need that breakthrough, and you feel like you're just gonna bust if something doesn't happen. But God already knows these things. My friend Adrian Hines says, you know what? Your job is to seek the kingdom of heaven. God already knows your needs. Don't worry about that. Trust God to provide those needs. You engage in the work that's going to further His kingdom. So, in all of our prayers and asking God to bless us with all the things that we want and we desire, to take the time to be still and focus on the goodness of God, focus on expanding His kingdom, focus on showing other people the love of Christ so that they can benefit from you and that they can start to know Christ, even if it, through you, that you can be that example. And then decompress regularly. Sometimes you got to do a brain dump. You need to let all of that mental stuff that's running around in your head, you've got to get it out. You've got to clear out the cobwebs because, you think about if you have 2 full glasses of water, right? If you pour one into the other, what's going to happen? It's going to overflow, right? There's no retaining anything. It's just going to just keep flowing and flowing, and it's just going to go onto the ground and really not stay in the glass. However, if you empty one glass regularly and keep filling it up with water, then it has room to hold more. So you have to take the time to really just empty your head. Especially, I'm going to talk to my moms for a minute here because we have so much stuff running around in our heads. Johnny's got to go to baseball practice, Susie's got to go to dance practice, I've got to go to choir practice, whatever. All of those things running around in your head. First of all, use a calendar. But secondly, you have got to take the time just to mentally decompress. My Skype showing up here. Just to mentally decompress so that you have room to hold more. And you have to spiritually decompress. You have to get away from all of that foolishness that's out in the world. And this is, the recording of this is shortly after the shooting in Sandy Hook Elementary School in Newtown, Connecticut. And so many people are so wrapped up in the unfolding of this case, and they're taking in all of that energy. You have to pull yourself away from that and allow that energy to get out of you so that you can be receptive to more positive things and good spiritual energy as well. So I'm not going to keep going on and on about this, but the nuts and bolts of it is that with this series, that there are all sorts of places where we can create more margin in our lives, and we have to do these things intentionally. So, work on that. Go through this and really, and as you do things in a day to day, check yourself. I always, say, check yourself before you wreck yourself. Well, this is no less important than in the spiritual realm. So, okay, this is Lysandra Everett signing off. As always, keep marching forward, and I will see you on the next video. Bye.